Hey everybody, it's Blastin Stashin. It's Huey. I'm all by myself tonight since Mike is stuck at work. It's Drew's birthday. I got a little special birthday card for him. Where is it? Where is it? It's my birthday. So I hope Drew's out clubbing it up on Grinder. He might be back someday soon though on this live show. But again, like I said, I'm all by myself. So hope it's not too boring of an episode. Got my mic on. I don't know why I have a headset on. Nobody else is coming in here, but just in case, I did throw the invite out to the rest of the guys. So let's talk about other stuff I've been watching this week. I did catch the next episode of Boba Fett, which is probably the best episode of Boba Fett that I've seen. And it doesn't have Boba Fett at all in it. It had just a Mandalorian story, which is awesome. You know, I got that little mini wood at the beginning of the episode where Mandalorian comes through those little blinds into that butcher shop. I was like, yeah, Mandalorian, let's go. Let's do this. Double S says, Huey, yes. So thank you, Double S, for jumping in here in the live chat. I should send you the link, see if you wanted to come in and talk about comics tonight, too. But what else did I watch? The newest episode of Peacemaker, which they got a comic out this week. I'll talk about here a little bit. That was good. That was definitely a good kick-ass episode as well. And that's really going good, really going strong. Looking forward to watching that every Thursday. What else did I do? I watched Infinite. We got a subscription to Paramount, so I watched Infinite. I've been kind of wanting to watch that, and that was kind of like, very Matrix-esque, if you've ever seen that, you know, like he's the one kind of thing at the end of the movie. So it was okay. It wasn't great. Been watching Mayor of Kingstown. I watched some of that today too, so that's kind of interesting. If you like drama, you like Jeremy Renner, definitely go check out that show on Paramount Plus. And I think that's it. I watched The Town. I've seen that before, though. That was a good movie. I know I watched another bank robbing movie. What was it? Oh, I can't remember the other movie I watched, but I watched another bank robbing movie. But let's talk about the comics and what I read this week. We got Sleepy Reader in here, fellow Oregonian, blasting and mustaching. Yes, sir, mustaching. My lighting right. I need to get one of those little ring lights that everybody has on TikTok. Jack goes in there saying, hey. See the latest episode of Peacemaker? Yes, I did. I talked about that. And Jackie saying, hey, Sleepy. So should I do my whole little thing here? Let's do this. Let's do my, since I get made fun of it all the time. Here we go. Boom. That was super loud in my ears. I don't know how loud it was on your end. But let's talk about some of the ongoing, which I don't think there are many ongoing. I only have 2 issues that are ongoing that I read this week. And the first issue is Robin number 10. I'm still enjoying this issue, although the tournament's over. Now we're getting more of a backstory of Ra's al Ghul and his mom. And it's kind of interesting. League of Shadows versus the League of Lazarus. I think that's what it is, or the League of Lazarus, or it's let's see here. Blue Skidoo. I can too. I thought maybe it's League of Lazarus, but so we got Ra's al Ghul fighting his mom now, who was the one that was hosting the tournament, that was feeding the Lazarus pit. I said not as good as the duel or the contest they're having, but still definitely enjoying this book. That's Robin number 10. And oh man, talk about a good book. Yeah, we decided to go a little bit earlier just to make it easier on the East Coast guys, just because I'm a West Coast guy. So, Thor number 21, we find out who the God of Hammers is in this issue. And this is a brutal issue. Thor gets his arm blown up because he goes to punch the God of Hammers, and he's punching Mjolnir, and his arm explodes. And of course, we get Odin paralyzed too. But we find out the God of Hammer. So I did some research on it because I never read any of the um, Jane as Thor issues at all. I find out that she flung Mjolnir into the sun to get rid of, to keep Mangog in the sun. But we find out that Mjolnir, when it was forged, it had the spirits or souls of the dwarves who forged it. When they died, their souls went into the hammer, and so when it went into the sun, Mangog actually is part of that now soul of Mjolnir. So that's a cool reveal in here, but brutal issue. You think when Thor's winning, and all of a sudden, bam! Now he's not winning at all. Brandon Looney Tunes fan 2000 has 304 subs now. Thank you. Make sure you go check out Brandon Looney Tunes fan 2000. Go sub up to him. Thor was a good read for me this week. 2 thumbs up from Double S. And yeah, definitely in the chat. If you read any of these books, let me know in the chat what you thought of them. Tell me I'm wrong. Tell me I'm right. Whatever you got to do. Let's see, who is this? I don't read Russian. It's part of the Ukrainian Russian invasion thing going on here. They're invading YouTube. I don't know what that means. Okay. I think that was all of actually the ongoing series that I picked up this week. I did pick up the variant cover for Thor. I'm digging these. I forgot what these are called. The headshot variants. I'm buying most of these. So I like this issue too. I like it. I like it a lot. But let's go now. It's all about the boom. Yes, the new series. I said there were quite a few new series out this week. New series are one shots. Maybe they tie into other stories too, just like the Mary Jane and Black Cat Beyond, which is really crappy. This is going to be an unpopular opinion here, but I am not liking. Oh my god, why can't I draw a blank on that artist's name? I can't believe it. I'm not digging his art as much as I used to. That's for sure. J. Scott Campbell. Oh my god, J. Scott Campbell. So I think he draws his women far too skinny. They're just way too skinny. Give me a Frank Cho any day. So, but this Black Cat and Mary Jane story is just what you think it is. It's just 2 women, hoorah, that are going to go out and save the day because Peter's still in the hospital. He's getting threatened by forgot his name. It's got his name. Oh well, not important because this story is crap. It kind of ties into the Spider-Man story, but really, the only reason I would pick it up, or anybody who's out there watching, if you love J. Scott Campbell, pick up the J. Scott Campbell cover. Other than that, pass on it. So this is a blast for me, and this was $4.99. Ouch, ouchie, mama. Double S like that Blastin Stashin fresh, Huey. Thank you. Peacemaker, another one shot. Of course, if they got an HBO series or anything else going on, they got to have a comic that's associated with it. So in this comic here, it's like kind of history of Peacemaker and all of the trauma and stuff that he was exposed to as a kid. His parents died, I guess, and then his adoptive parents died. Then he went with the people. I don't think they killed his parents. I think they robbed a bank, and he happened. Yeah, they did kill his adoptive parents. He ended up going with them because he was asleep in the car, and how those people had to die in order to find their peace. He ends up meeting a psychiatrist in the middle of like a military cemetery, and just talking about all his peace and talking about essentially all the Black Ops mission that he had done. And come to find out, he had actually, he had survived so many missions in the military, but uh, all the people that he was associated with him with those missions died as well. So it interesting psychological take on Peacemaker and who he is. Eh, it, if you really enjoy the Peacemaker show, it really had nothing to do with that. So the Peacemaker show is a lot of humor in it. This is no humor at all. This is Peacemaker being very stoic and kind of a good story. If you want to know the backstory of maybe the Peacemaker in the comics, I don't know a whole lot about him. Just like Sleepy Reader said right there in the chat, he says, I don't remember Peacemaker appearing much in the DCU before the movie. I don't think so either. I don't remember much in the comics either. So, and who's this guy here? Now we have this guy saying the same thing. FYI, I don't know what that is. Yeah, I think he was a Charlton character as well in DC Both Charleston or Charlton comic books. Yeah, I think you're correct on that. Maybe I'm getting some good fly overseas somewhere, and then they're picking me up. Oh, another issue that really shocked me because I was afraid, because I have not been reading Superman Son of Kal-El, just because it's kind of getting a little too political for me. I mean, yes, comics are political in general. They take up very topical situations, but it was a little too much on the nose for me, and I kind of backed off because I didn't really want to be associated with that. So I groaned when this was on my stack to pick up. This is Superman and Robin special number 1. So this is a one shot. So Damian and Jonathan. But I tell you what, if you like Super Sons, this fits right in with Super Sons. I liked Volume 1 of Super Sons. I didn't like the challenge of the Super Sons as much. On the nose can be dull. Yeah, that's correct. So this was fun. This was a lot of fun. I enjoyed the banter between Damian and Jonathan, which was really prevalent in the Super Sons series. This has a lot of that stuff in there too. A lot of going back and forth, back and forth. I think in Challenge of the Super Sons is when Damian was riding Superman to get or Superboy wherever they needed to go, but this time he's like, "No, I'm not gonna do that." That was very humiliating. I brought my Hellbat. I think that's what he called it, the Hellbat. Yeah, there it is. Yeah, the Hellbat suit. And so Robin's flying that Hellbat suit, and because there's been a notification at the not the Hall of Justice, the Hall of Justice at the Fortress of Solitude. And so they're going to figure out what was going on there and find out a portal's been opened. Monsters are getting through, and the monsters are growing very, very rapidly. And so it was, they're trying to get it back through the portal. And then a whole bunch of Nazis come through the portal. And so they're kicking Nazi ass. But overall, this was just a fun read. Like I said, if you want to see, it says you want to see more of Superman and Robin, make sure you go check out these titles. So this was just a tie-in to try to get people to read those two other titles. But fun issue. Super Sons, you loved it. You love this. Not sure if I'll ever read it again, but it was a fun read for sure. It's a stash. How long are we into here? We're already 15 minutes in. Let's go with an independent. Action. Oh, I thought this was Action Lab. It's not Action Lab. This is Bliss on Tap Publishings. I don't think I've ever. Nazi ass, Huey. Yes, I said Nazi ass. They're kicking some Nazi ass. I thought this was Action Lab, but it very much looks like Action Lab logo up here, but it's not. This is Bliss on Tap Publishing. I don't think I've ever heard of that one. And this is Duel number 1. And I think it's just a one shot too. I don't see where it could. I mean, I guess I potentially could move forward with it, but I think it's just a one shot. So in this here, there is a website where you can go and sign up for a duel. It's a duel to the death. And the very first duel we see here are two guys and they're in a grocery store and they decide they're going to go back to back and walk, 20 paces, turn around and start firing. And that's what it is. They end up having a shootout in the middle of the store and one guy gets killed. And then it clicks to this kid who's in high school. He ends up going on to this duel website and signs up for a duel using his real name, not using a screen name. So everybody knows that he signed up for this duel. He's kind of a weirdo in school. People don't like him. He gets picked on, but he's kind of becoming a badass because he signed up for this duel. But everybody thinks he's really going to back out at the last second. He actually gets visited by the what's the guy, the duel master or whatever his name is. He's the guy that's the top dog on this duel website. So he ended up going over there, and the duel guy, the top dog, ends up going to this high school kid, pulls a gun on him in his house, saying, "Hey, dude, you better back out, or I'm gonna come kill you. Those are the rules of the game. If you don't back out prior to the deadline of the duel, I'm gonna be forced to kill you." So the kid's not backing out, and almost turns into like a Home Alone story kind of at the end, where the guy comes to kill the kid and has all these booby traps set up, and he ends up killing the top dog on this duel website. And now this high school kid is the top dog, I guess. So interesting read. I don't know about $4.99. This is I think this is on Key Collector as the hot issue of the week, going for $15. You know, all that BS. So it's kind of okay. Let me turn this fan on here. I'm getting hot. I'm talking a lot. There we go. Happens when you're a fatty and they sitting in the room and the heater's on. Okay. What's this one called? Bliss on Tap. Never heard of that comic book company. Yeah, there's probably tons of indies out there that are unknown. This is X Deaths of Wolverine. I have not been a creative team on that book. You want to know the creative team? It is Curtis Martins and Alex Cormack. Never heard of either one of those guys either. I'm making a lot of noise reverberating in my head. They're talking about was the Peacemaker a inspiration for the comedian, and Sleepy Readers responded to that. Yeah. I don't know how violent the original Peacemaker was in the comics. He might have been just, the Charlton book. So, X Deaths of Wolverine #1. I said I have not been reading anything X-Men now for about a year. I'll pick up one here or there. I picked up this one just because it was a Wolverine book, and I picked up this Stormbreakers, the Juan Cabal Stormbreaker. I thought that's a really cool cover. But this really does not have much to do with Wolverine. A Wolverine shows up toward the end of the book, but this is more of a Mariah Taggart story and her ability to be recreated, and how she's being chased by mutants and by the law. So overall, it's just a really, really crap. I didn't like it. I didn't like the story very much. I wanted more of a Wolverine story, which I thought we were going to getting. We do get the Omega Wolverine. Is that who it is? I think his name's the Omega. I don't know. He's all digitalized out there. Meh. It's a blast for me. The cover's awesome. Absolutely love the cover on this one with X-23, and then that little what is her? Not the Badger, is it? I think it's yeah. I can't think of her name. Cool cover though. Jacko saying I need to add that book to my trade wait list. Is that the X-Men book? Funny to think that Jacko, the Alan Moore riff on Peacemaker is much more famous than the original until this TV show. Oh, there we have an Action Lab book this week. Double S says, same here, Huey. I haven't been picking up any X-Men or X-Men related Jonathan Hickman story. It's been kind of just like you have DC with the oversaturation with Batman. You got Marvel oversaturation of X-Men and now Spider-Man too. I mean, I understand those are the top sellers, but man, you can really get a little too much saturation on the market. Another new independent from Action Labs. This is New Men, number 1. There we go here. From what I gather from this story here, people have special powers, but they have to be able to, I think it's what they say, let go. Is that what it is? I think it's let go. And they have to have trust in order to do like a trust fall off the top of a building. And starts out with staring death in the eye. You've got a dad and a young son. And he finds out his older son is up on the rooftop with his girlfriend. And all of a sudden he's obviously worried. So he's headed out to go to stop his son because he kind of knows what he's doing. So he's up on the edge of the roof with his girlfriend. And they said, trust me. And they end up falling off the roof. And then we find out here this girl has superpowers. She's floating. She never hit the ground, and that's the girlfriend. But she looks down and sees that her boyfriend had plummeted to his death. So apparently he was not superpower enough. And then it goes to some bounty hunter woman. Or I don't know. I mean, I don't know what her gender is or what she wants to identify as. She gets a call to track down these superhero people who have gained powers. And but she's asking her handler when she's asking to go by the store to pick up some, what's she say? Pick up some laundry, some fresh underwear, and some tampons. So I'm like, that's kind of not my kind of story. So New Men number 1 by Action Labs. That is a blast for me. I'm not picking up issue number 2 on that. Oh, there's my bag and board. So far, I don't have any books. So I'm just going to chuck over my shoulder because I'm so irritated at them. So that's maybe I'm more reserved right now because I don't have Mikey or Paul to bring me up to that level. This is ongoing. I didn't add this to ongoing. I'm a bad host. DC versus Vampires number 4. I'm really digging this story. Not so much a fan of the art, but it's not throwing me off so bad. But this has been a really fun read. We know from the last issue that Wonder Woman now is a vampire because she got turned by Hal Jordan. And this is continuing that story on. Oh, yeah, I forgot about that. So, it's okay. You didn't miss anything there, Jackie-O. So we got a little pervy. Let's see. You got to find the page. A pervy Nightwing. Because we've got Batgirl looking through an apartment, looking for clues. And of course, does she really have to be? Look at that. She's like bent over, like turning back to Nightwing, all smiling. It's like, oh wow, okay. I got a little brown chicken, brown cow in this apartment, and ruin all the evidence apparently. So she's gathering evidence to find out that's dirt from an old vampire because they need to have ancestral dirt from where they were born or grew up. But we also have Oliver, Green Arrow, break it into the Batcave to take out Batman because he thinks he's a vampire. Batman thinks Green Arrow's a vampire, and so they start fighting. But then they find out they're not, but they each have clues and stuff like that. And then toward the end of the story, we have Batman and Green Arrow surrounded by a lot of the hero vampires because they figured it out. They figured out it's not a villain that's a vampire that's taken out part of the Justice League. They realize it's a hero that's doing it. And so now they're surrounded by heroes. Half of them are vampires. And they're coming to attack Oliver and Batman in the Batcave, and that's how this issue ends. So really great story. Like I said, the art is not my favorite style of art, but it's not bad. It's really not that bad. So digging DC versus vampires still. They're talking about how Batgirl was posing for a Batgirl panel of the week. Yeah, yep. Little, just like what movie was that? Batman and Harley Quinn, that cartoon when she has Nightwing, Harley Quinn has Nightwing tied to the bed, and she starts stripping down in front of him, and then Batman comes in where it sees that um, he's tied to the bed. That's pretty funny. Okay, and the last book I read this week is a super depressing book. Super depressing. Batman Catwoman Special #1. So I dig Christmas covers, and that's one reason why I got it. There it says the cool Christmas tree, and it's a DC book and stuff like that. But super depressing story. There's actually a couple stories in here, but the main story is about Batman and Catwoman's relationship as they're getting older. Batman or Bruce Wayne ends up, can't go out and do the Batman stuff anymore. He's just too old. He ends up getting, I think, cancer, and ended up to a point when he's actually dead. And Catwoman's kind of moving on with her life after Bruce Wayne's death. Super depressing story. And this is a tribute to John Paul Leon, who I guess is an artist that just passed away fairly recently. I'm not really familiar with a whole lot of his work. But multiple artists did some work on this story. And overall, it's just super depressing. Made me want to just not want to read any more books for the night, for sure. But I pass on it. And, I think this is $9 too. $10. Whew. But it's prestige format. If you like depressing Batman stories, there you go. This is the book for you. If not, I would hold off and find this in the dollar bin. Okay, that's all that I read this week. Let's go into the books I did not read, and some I picked up just for the cover. Death of Doctor Strange #5. Still have not read issue 4. I still have it here, just haven't read it yet. So I need to go back and read that. Devil's Reign #3. Kind of lost on some of this Devil's Reign stuff. I have not been reading Daredevil. I'm not saying that hasn't been good. I guess a lot of people have been a lot for Daredevil. Last Daredevil run was really awesome. Yep, $10 for a book, but it's like, I don't know how many pages that book is. It's a prestige format, so it's lots of reading for $10. I don't know if it's by the word count or not. Detective Comics 1050. This is like slowly getting to the bottom of my read pile. You know how you get your books for the week. You stack them all up. You go, ooh, I want to read this one first, second, third, fourth, fifth. And that Detective Comics of Batman is kind of moving its way down that stack. It's not even the first one I read for the week. I can't remember. I think Peacemaker was the first one I read this week. I was kind of interested in that because it was Garth Ennis' book, so I love Garth Ennis. Amazing Spider-Man #87. So I've read that. I'm actually a few issues behind. I need to get caught up on Amazing Spider-Man, but that's also ending too. I guess they're having another restart on Amazing Spider-Man. So I don't know. I don't know what you guys think on restarts. Some of it's, I guess, okay. I know we have a lot of continuity. I look at Spider-Man over 700 plus issues that it had. Are restarts okay? I don't know. I don't have much for it. I know a lot of people who are collectors don't necessarily like it, but I don't think I can really care less. It's kind of like a new creative team coming on, starting a new fresh story. You can almost forget about that story. Let's start with something new moving forward. So I don't know. I really don't have much of a preference on it, really. So, and the last book I got this week, and it was just for the cover. It's another one of those headshot variants, and this is XMen #7. This rogue cover right there. So that's it. Those are my books that I picked up this week. I did a half an hour all by my lonesome, all by myself. So I think that's it. I'm going to go out and click end broadcast on this episode. But thank Double S and Sleepy Reader and Jackio and whoever this guy is or girl and whoever. Where's the Russian dude? Where's the Russian dude? And this guy here. So thank you guys for jumping in here, watching this episode. Nice cover there. Remembering is tiring, but I guess it's what we've got. Yep. So I'm going to go to bounce on out of here. Hopefully Mike will be here next week to have somebody to bounce off of, to have those little dad jokes, double entendres with, because they're boring to do them by myself in a chat when nobody will respond to them. So whether you blast it, whether you stash it, happy reading, and we'll catch you guys next time. I'm going to end it. What am I going to end it with? I'm going to end it with, let's do this here. Later, guys.
Wow, this is the most amazing fight scene I've ever seen. I feel so bad for anybody that isn't getting to see this amazing mutant on ninja action that I'm seeing right now.
Excuse me, is this where we sign up for Fight Club?
Casey Bones. Hey, nice stick.
You like it?
How about a game of one-on-one?